So I'm going to show you something that I have done in the past that I did for about 2 years. I have just this year alone over 150,000 collected trades to give you an idea. Like people can barely collect 100, let alone 1,000, let alone 10,000. And this year I have over 150,000 collected trades. So uh, I have a journal that I started years ago, or a couple of years ago. Okay. And I'm going to
Yep.
kind of show you. I'm not going to post this publicly just because it is a lot more personal to my journey, but I think this can definitely help you. This is my little journal, and this is what I was doing back in February 2024, so over a year ago. And I, data collection all the way from 2023. So it's what, 2024? Yeah. So it's a year and a half ago. I was working on this, and so if you wanna look into any of this, look at what I was doing. I was collecting data. I know it might be kind of difficult to understand what's going on because there's so much going on here. But look, for every data collection entry, I had a weekly, a daily, a 4-hour, an hourly, and a 5-minute. So imagine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 photos of every single entry, right?
Yep.
So, it can take for fucking ever. It can take minutes to collect a single trade. And so if we jump down to any 5-minute entry, this was still a data collection and process. Photo, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of photos. Which ones worked? Which ones didn't? Why? And then you start looking at all the ones that failed. Okay. Very choppy right here. Probably illiquid session. It's, if you look at the time here, it's 4 o'clock. Why am I going to enter right at rollover or market reopen? What time is this? It's 8 o'clock. Okay, it didn't work out. And then you keep track of all these variables. What time did this trade work out? Oh, it worked out at 1 in the morning on Asia Open. So why is it that I only look for trades at a given interval? Because I know no matter what trade I take, even if it's the cleanest setup, it's going to fail. So like you start to collect hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of these trades, dude. And like here, you can look at, choppiness. Of course I wouldn't have taken this. And for me, for you to look at me and be like, oh yeah, it looks like it's very simple, but it's really not. It's like you go and look at the work that I did for each time frame, and this is just one of them. We can go into like the hourly. Then you look at the way the hourly was behaving. Okay, at what times did I get involved? Now, there's no way I would have gotten involved in price action like this because we're too extended. What kind of MA was I working with? SMA on a 10? Yeah, so like it's just not kind of price action that I would be looking to get involved with now after, years and years of this data collection. So like I know it kind of sucks and it's going to take a long time. It's not going to be as easy as, oh, like this guy said to do this and it's not looking the way I expected it to. Like, and then you go into the daily. What was the daily doing? Why, under what circumstances should the daily be respected? Just things like that. And so then this is where it gets a little crazy. Then you have to go into the data analysis. This is just the data collection. Like you're not drawing conclusions from this actual data collection. Now you have to go on an entry basis and actually do your analysis on what happened. Why did they work? Why didn't they work? And here we have some sort of image processing that I did. Okay, so not this one. But look, you can see back in the day, dude, we didn't have the MA indicator. We didn't have any of the fancy shit. So what was I doing? Like if we scroll down a little bit, you can see all my labeling. Every single MB, every structure break, everything. S&D zones.
I do see that. That
Look
was
at
like
this
with the
shit,
old
bro.
stuff men taught.
It's the same shit. It's just packaged differently. Like now it's easy because you got all sorts of indicators and things that help you. But back in the day, bro, I had to learn to read this shit just by my own vision, And so it's slightly different when you get indicators now because it really speeds up the process. But now you've kind of become reliant on indicators. And so I'd come into my data processing feed, what I called it, and it's like, okay, weekly, what did it look like? Oh, we were The best trades were in a reaccumulation with a first break up. The MA had cut over for the reaccumulation, and then the price pushed above the MA while sloping upward. Okay, so that's what I'm going to look for in the market whenever I take a trade. Step down to like the hourly, the 5-minute, and this is where you get more and more variables that add up. Reaccumulated after lots of back and forth, made a double MB, tapped into the MA, and then delivered. SSC delivering, returned to S&D, price above the MA, just tapped it. And dude, like, you're going to be so fucking powerful after you do this shit. Like, there's not going to be a price action that you look at and don't know what to do. It's either I'm going to take it or I'm stepping away. And even today, if I jump into the markets I've been looking at today I woke up probably at around like 6:30 my time, so probably like 4:30,
8:30 my time.
8:30. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're 2 hours ahead. So I woke up at market open effectively. Market opens at 7:30 my time, so like 9:30 New York. Is that somewhat right?
Yeah, yeah, you're correct.
Something like that. So you guys are already good awake. But I jumped down into these markets and I kind of highlighted the ones that I wanted to keep track of. If we look at today, which is the 27th, market opened. I started looking at the market somewhere around here, right? Stepped down to the 20-minute and I'm like, okay, this is shaping up pretty well. But the reason I didn't take this, I was actually going to take this long, was because of the wickiness that formed within here. Yeah, this is a very good entry that I could have gotten involved in, but I decided not to because of the wickiness. Like, more likely than not, you're going to get chopped out. Would have been like probably a 1 to 4 management to here. Yeah, something like this. And I saw it and I was like, nope, I'm not taking it. I'm going to wait. Looking at the 4 hour, I was also monitoring these markets. So like the top 3, I think I was looking at. Even though the 4 hour is super, super choppy, I was just like, okay, it's something worth following. Jumped down to the 20-minute. Beautiful entries. I was looking at this candle as it was forming this morning at like 7:30, 7:20. Yeah. And then it got very wicky. And I'm just like, oh, I'm stepping away. No more. Was looking at this market. 4 hour was good. Oh, hourly was good. 20-minute. No valid entry. Like, this was my very, very first entry. And I did get a little busy at like 8. So this actually would have been a half decent entry if I would have seen it. But I think I also kind of did see it as this candle was developing and I said no. Do you know why?
Is it due to the
Wick,
yeah, wickiness?
wick, wick. And this is the first strength candle. Generally speaking, I'm going to do a little exercise that I did with myself a couple days ago. Okay. Let's suppose you want to take a long out of this market, right?
Yeah.
And you want to get involved. Right here. Comes back. We're starting to get bought back up. Why is this not a valid entry?
The
Wick,
wickiness again previously. Yeah.
wick. And the exercise I'm going to have you do is no matter where you go into a market, the moment you see the first wicky candle, chances are the rest are going to be wicky and the market's going to chop around. Let's do this exercise. Clean, 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 clean. First wick. Chop, chop, chop. Wick, 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 wick. Chop. Falls down. Like nothing that you wanted to see. Let's go back. Clean market, clean market, clean market. Okay, clean. Starting to get wicky. Wick, wick. The wickiness continues. Wick, 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 wick. And then just falls off. Another exercise. Like, you can just see it. Like, it's wicky. You go, I want to find like some good wickiness so it really shows what I'm trying to get at. Because I did my personal examples with this. Look, like even here, yeah, this is New York Open. There should be a shit ton of liquidity. Look at the volume here, dude. We're trading an average of 5,000 contracts every 20 minutes. Like, there's so much money in this market. But look at what happens. At 7:30-ish is when I'll start looking, because that's usually when I start looking at the market. 7:30 opens on this candle, right?
Huh?
First candle, first 20-minute, for like second 20-minute candle that forms, wick. That means I'm staying out, because you know what? The next few candles are going to be wicks. Wick, wick, chop, 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 chop. Boom, you stayed out, right?
Yeah.
First candle, here, I want to find a good example. Very, very first candle right here. Wick, giant candle. Market doesn't know where it's going to go. I'm going to stay out of this market for a long time. You know why? Because the next few candles are going to be chop and wick. Wick, 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 wick. And it's the most powerful thing I've learned so far. Like, this will keep you out of shitty market conditions. This has been probably one of the greatest additions to my edge, just because it keeps you out of like weird stuff right here. First wiki, we could say wickiness began here, but no, I'd say first wiki candle kind of began here and then was kind of validated or confirmed with this candle. The moment this candle forms like this and closes, I'm staying out because I know the next candle is going to be wiki and the next candle and the next candle and the next candle. And this is 840. This is New York Open, dude. Like, yeah, it's just one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. And I think that's going to help you out staying out of the weird market conditions. You're going to get these instances where it's going to be wrong. Like even this, I would consider somewhat wiki of a market, kind of wiki, and then like wick, and I'd stay out of this. Ideally speaking, there wasn't a good entry here for me, like at all. But even then, if there was, you get your first wiki candle. Whether it was news, whether it was like this is 10 a.m., first wiki candle, just stay out. You don't know where the market's going. There's something going on that you don't know about. So good powerful tool, which I'm going to have to do a lot more testing on. This is just like the first initial time that I've seen this kind of wickiness appear. So like first candle of wickiness, I'm staying out of the market. And look, no entry for me. No entry, still no entry, and then just kind of gaps down, market close. Very, very wiki. Whether it was red news, whether it was whatever, wiki, and then the next few candles, wick. Previous few candles, wick. Like, it's very powerful once you see it, but it's going to be tough because in the moment you see a setup, like setting up, like right here. Oh my gosh, it's about to go long over this high. I should buy it. The very first thing I look at when I look at a market is how's it delivering? Wick, I don't want to touch this anymore because this is going to happen. All right. Now, at this point, I'm looking at this entry now. At this point, we've had, you have to consider all these different aspects. And what I mean is you have to consider the time that it's at too. This is at 1040. What time was this wickiness at? This was on market open. Okay, so we've moved a little bit from the clarity and it's not as bad. So this might be an entry I take, even though it's like it follows the wickiness. So I look at so many different things, like wickiness right here. What time was it? 8:20 in the morning. This is market open. So it's reasonable for there to be chop. And then as we clear up, there might be an entry here for you. Of course there wasn't because we're not really looking at context, just the entries themselves. So yeah, just stuff like that. Have you worked on data collection at all?
Oh, like recently?
Yeah. Have you gotten any sort of equity curve?
No. I actually wanted to like save it and like ask you so like I can get like a starting point of like what I should do. Like this, but this is actually helpful. And would you like say the same thing for like the 1 hour too? Like if it's wiki, you often stay out of the market.
That's a very good question, and the answer is no. I've been doing a lot of testing on that. And I don't know if you remember the call where we hopped onto FX replay. Oh, my bad. Let me close this. Let me make sure. I hopped onto FX replay. And I showed you that by not considering the wickiness on the 4-hour and 1-hour, we were able to take my gold equity curve to 61% versus the initial equity curve that you and I started working on, in which we only made, I think it was like 11%. Yeah. So notice this giant difference. It's the same data set, just with that small rule change. Remember?
Oh, yeah, I think that was the last call.
Yeah. And so now we hit a little bit of drawdown and we can continue this back test, and you can feel free to ask questions as you want. Like 37% win rate, this is actually pretty shit. I want this to go lower and I want this to go a lot higher. But as we saw, it's not the cleanest market, but the very fact that we can still take edge out of it is remarkable. So good stuff. What do you want to work on? Do you want to share your screen? Do you want to
You can continue to back test if you want.
Okay, I'm gonna run a quick simulation on this just to check it out.
Well, they recently add that? I didn't even know they had a simulation.
Oh no, they've had this since the beginning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I don't really use FX replay.
It's a good tool. It's kind of shitty sometimes, but I think it makes my life a little easier. So what we'll do is reopen this. And then we are trading gold. So every time I trade an asset, I just go into TradingView very easily and then remind myself of the liquid sessions. And so if we step down to the hourly, we can see, okay, money comes in at 2,300 to about 1,800, and it leaves the market at around 1112. Again, money comes in at around 1900 and leaves at around 1200. And so that's how I get a very good idea of when am I trading? And those are my hours of entering trades, because I know any other hour, we're just going to become the market. I was actually talking with Anton over chat, and I'm like, hey man, like I'm trading these assets, but I'm becoming over 10% of the market per trade. And I asked him, because he has a little bit more experience with trading larger accounts, I'm like, hey, what is some advice you could give me to not get slipped or to not become the market? And so his general rule of thumb, or a good idea he gave me, is to stay within under 1% of the market. And if you're less than 1% of the market, you're going to have such a small influence that you're not really going to get slipped too bad. And so my general rule of thumb is I actually need to calculate it. I like at least for there to be 1,000 contracts signed every 5 minutes. And so if I look at 15 over 1,000, because 15 is my average contract size, so that makes me about 1.5% of the market. When you actually think about it, that with markets with a smaller market cap, you're becoming 2% of the market. I remember entering a trade where I became over 10% of the market, and I was the reason why the market just slipped up. So good
That's kind
stuff.
of funny if you think about it.
No, literally, I was like, oh, I really fucked up, didn't I? But yeah, so move the calculator out of the way, and we can continue this backtest. Let's see how we go, and then you can just feel free to ask questions. But yeah, this wickiness on the 4 hour on the daily, I do not give a fuck about it anymore at all. Like I even feel happy when there's wickiness, because on the 4 hour, these candles are the ones that give me my 1 to 5, 1 to 10. So I'm so happy with those. So
Yeah, I
jumping down
recall
to
you saying that.
yeah. Jumping down to the 4 hour, we're a little bit weak, but anticipating this, like this is the high we're targeting effectively. I'll mark it out with dollar signs again, just so you remember, like we did last time. So this is kind of what we're targeting, looking at the 4 hour, daily, 4 hour, hourly. Yeah, money's coming in. I'm gonna want to pay attention to the time though. So 720, is that 720? 220. So Asia session just kind of goes. I'm gonna wait for a flat line here. Hourly is probably like far extended. I used to consider extensions on the hourly. Like right here, I wouldn't enter a trade even if it's set up. Now I'm kind of leaning away from that. But okay, money comes back down, flushes out. Like, yeah, there's nothing here for us. Go back up to the hourly and wait for money to come in. Like, there's nothing worth trading here for us. And my general rule of thumb is to wait for closure, for strength, because if you try to get entered on moments like these where money starts coming in and then flushes out, you're going to take so many losses in here. So I wait for the hourly to close, especially when we're in a range bound market like this. You want money to actually prove to you that it's going to continue pushing higher. 4 hour good. 4 hours very fucking weak, but there's still potential here. 20 minute. Gonna give this market time. Very wicky. Wick. So nothing to do. Coming in on Asia again, but the only real setup was right here, and I would have never taken something like that. So now we're clearing up. Flush out. Getting very wicky. So unfortunately, we do have a new setup here, but I'm not taking it, given this wickiness. And guess what? The very next candle, oh, my bad. The very next candle is going to have some giant wick that wicks up and then wicks down. I don't know. You get tapped in, you get tapped out. Like, it's just, it's starting to clear up, but it's still very wicky. And so you would have gotten in and gotten out right away. 4 hour, looking at the 4 hour, we're starting to build up to our kind of objective, our goal. So 4 hour good, hourly is good. So 20 minute. Now, if we start to clear up, we're coming in on, if anything, I want to get positioned before 11 a.m. This is your first potential entry right over this high. But given that it is 11 a.m. and this is when I know that money starts leaving the market, you're probably going to get in and then it's going to do something like this and then fizzle out and then money's going to come in next session. Yep, fizzles out. And then coming into 1700. So this is market close, chops around, and then 1700, 1800 comes along. And look at that. My analysis said it was going to chop and not know what it's doing until around 17, 1800. And that's what happened. Money came in, flushed out, and now we could potentially start our next move. So looking at the 4 hour, 4 hours good, hourly is good. So this is my first entry. It's at 8 p.m. my time. It is a little bit wicky, but if we look at the time that this wickiness occurred, it occurred, I'd say wickiness kind of began here, which is 18. So market reopen, if we have, what time does gold close at? Here we can see real quick. Gold opens till 1700. Oh, this isn't accurate because of it's Friday. So we can check up here. Yeah, so we close for 1 hour at 1500. So where's 1500? Right here. So it's like market reopen, liquidity finally coming back in. So 4 hours okay. And look at how shitty this 4 hour is, dude. Like, it's dog shit. Wick, you know?
Yeah.
It's something I would have never ever thought about trading. Hourly money is coming in, 20-minute. I wonder if we closed on the hourly. 20-minute. So this would be like my very, very first entry buy stop at a stop of 1.19. So 1.2 is going to be around 0.7 stop, something like that. Probably going to take a very quick loss. I do know we get tapped in. We move to break even. And break even. Okay, nothing to manage to. Probably a break even. Money comes in. Manage to like 4.6, something like this. Probably a little less. I'll do maybe 4.5. 80% of the position is going to come off here. I'm going to play a little. Oh, shit. Okay. 80% of the position is going to come off 8 times 0.8. That should be like 0.6. So 6RR managed somewhere to like here. So we'll manage to like 9R. 80% of the position is coming off here. Okay, so remove 80% here. And then rest is going to be trailed on the 20-minute to right this low. So 20% of the position is remaining at this low. And there you go. Look at this 4 hour wick. And look at the kind of profits it just gave us. This single little push right here made us 6RR. So do you see how deceiving that can be?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy when you think about it.
On the hourly, like that little push right there was where we managed to. And that resulted in a wick. That was our entry. We just made God knows how much money from that. I wasn't even paying attention, but very, very good. I'm actually going to put that back on. And then on the 20-minute, yeah, like it's clean. Got red news coming up here pretty soon. So potential re-entry. Why am I not going to re-enter this? Because of this giant wick right here. Here, it was clean. There were no previous wicks. But the moment this kind of like took out the move, I'm just like, nah. And there you go. That would have been your entry. That would have been you getting taken out. So wait for money to come back in. 3:20 in the morning. Ooh, this is gonna be like your secondary entry, but you're kind of pushing it against time. You're looking at a 2 hour and 40-minute before red news. 4 hours good, hourly is good. 20-minute. I don't like this 20-minute wickiness right here. Wick. So I'm gonna choose to stay out of it. Just given this wickiness, you're probably gonna get a nice little move. Shit, a very nice move. That would have been okay. I'm even gonna throw it on there for us. So it would have been right over this high. And our stop would have been around 1.3, so half of that, so 0.7-ish, 0. Something like that. This would have been your entry. You're up 13R, probably managed to about this low, survive that low, get taken out, and you made 10RR. whatever that might be. Like you can pass a challenge in one trade. Kind of crazy to think about, but
Yeah.
that's actually what a lot of firms have something called a consistency rule, which means no more than 50% of your profit can come from a single trade. And usually I tend to fuck it up because I always get like one winning trade that passes the count, but it doesn't count because it made up for more than 50% of what you're supposed to make.
That's why would they make a rule like that?
So people don't like Hail Mary that shit.
Oh, it's like trying to keep the bad traders out or people who don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh,
But like I'm so fucking good that like sometimes I'll get a nice little runner like that and it's like, no, you're not consistent. I'm like, what? So 20
yeah,
minute
that's great.
opening up on New York with red news. This is a fine ass entry, but why am I not taking it?
News.
News and wicks. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's exactly what would have happened to you. You get entered, you get shit faced. Gonna wait for the new 20 minute to kind of stabilize here. Too shitty of a market. Another entry, not taking it. Gonna wait for the market to stabilize. Okay, we're becoming very stable. There is a potential entry over this high, but I wouldn't have taken it. If anything, I'm gonna wait after a rollover, and then Asia, hopefully we stabilize. So market's just gonna go, and that's okay. And now that the market's super freaking stable, super nice, we're getting a potential entry here. Waiting for money to come in, fails back down, got red news again, unfortunately. Probably waiting for the hourly to clear up here. 20-minute entry. What time is it? It's rollover. So again, no entry. Probably gonna wait until like 1700. There you go. Now we're valid for entries. Very clean price action. This is where you get the nicest runners. Let's see. 1, 2. Okay. Looking at this 20-minute potential buy stop over these highs, over this high right here, if it clears up. Nope. Waiting for money to come in. There you go. That's your buy stop. It's at what, 8:40? So yeah, it's just gonna open here in a couple hours. 4 hours, very clean. Hourly is very clean. 20-minute is very, very clean. Like look at this price action versus this price action. It's just the way
Yeah, a lot
price
less
moves.
wiki.
Yeah. So 5-minute, good for longs over this high. Let's see if we get anything. Probably gonna want to go for like a 1 point. No. Yeah, maybe like a 1 ATR stop. Okay, we're setting up. Getting a little bit wiki on the 5, which I don't like, but it's still valid. I'm just gonna set it up and pray. Okay, I'm gonna give it like one more chance to tap me in. Because this market is either gonna go, or it's just gonna fall back down and give us another setup. Oh, didn't we get lucky? We didn't even get tapped in. Okay, and it came back down for another potential setup. Boom. If this is where we close, there's a valid entry. Yep, and there's your entry. So notice how we didn't even take a loss there. Like it was setting up, but at the end of the day, it didn't give us anything. So 1 or half ATR stop right here is going to be like 0.6. No, even smaller, 0.55. Something like that. I don't even know. 1.1. We got 10 minutes, but we can make this count for sure. Very quick break even. Managing 80% to... Man, that's a very tight management. I'll do 80% to here. I know it's probably going to stop me out, but that's okay. Yep, so I'll take out 80% of my position here and leave the rest at break even. Man, I gotta adjust the time. Yep. So like we didn't get a whole lot of RR. 80% is gonna be 4 RR out of this move, but I'd rather lose a little bit and have the potential of this thing just taking off, because sometimes you get those parabolic moves. So 20-minute. Waiting for money to come in. We're coming in at 1 in the morning, so Asia's about to open up. Not wiki. Notice how this market isn't wiki. It's just consolidating. That's a little bit different than wickiness, wick, you know? So
Yeah.
if this were to shape up very nicely in the next couple of candles, like it just did, then I'm good for my long. So this could have been a potential valid long. I'm gonna just say no, just because it's like too OP, you know? But your very next entry is going to be over this high, and it is getting a little bit wicky for my liking, but I give it just a couple of opportunities for it to prove itself. You know, buy stop over the long or over the high, and if money falls, looks like money does fall, waiting for a new 20-minute validation. It's still valid though. It's still, if anything, I want to see price just fall at this point and give us another 20-minute validation. Okay, let's see if this is a valid entry. Technically it is. I mean, technically, yeah, this is a valid entry over this high. So I'd take something like this. Low, I mean, we don't really have a low. 1.4, so that'd be like 0.7 stop. Something like that. Yeah, there's nowhere to place your stop. So would have been a break even regardless, but 20-minute. Gonna wait for a new setup. And why am I not taking this entry? Way too wicky. Now it's just gonna start chopping. Just watch. Chop, 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 chop. And like, even though you do get your nice entries here, it's not worth it with the kind of chop. Like, I'd rather just wait for a clear market where you know your edge can be executed at any time, like when you're following your rules.
Yeah.
Hang on, give me just 1 second. Hang on. Okay, sorry, I got a little busy. So 4 hour, good, hourly good, 20-minute. Oh yeah, do you remember that analysis we did on the 4 hour where we were anticipating this high would get taken out?
Yeah.
Look at what happened.
Yeah, I got taken out
Bro,
pretty
we
quick.
just killing this shit. Time after time, always correct. Okay, so 20-minute. Gonna wait for money to come in properly. Don't really want to touch this market. Money comes back in. Looking at 11 p.m. or a.m. Can't touch this market. Just gonna wait for money to fuck off. Like, I just want to see a nice little flush out like that, but still too wicky. Like, this would have been the only place I get positioned in, and I should have, but it's 11:40, so I generally don't take positions after 11 a.m. generally, because market liquidity flushes out by around 12 p.m. and you don't yet left much time for your move to actually play out. So, ooh, setting up nicely. This is clean. Now this is what I would call the anticipatory validation candle, where this isn't a valid entry yet, but if this were to push even higher, this is a valid entry. Doesn't even play out, so it doesn't matter. Wait for a new 20-minute validation. Okay, you're getting a new setup and it's 8 o'clock. Okay, market isn't too wicky. We are a little bit choppy. Chop, 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 chop. But if we were to go up to the hourly, the only thing I know is that we are going to be having some sort of potential interaction with the MAs. Lo and behold, some sort of interaction with the MA and pushing higher. Looking at the 4 hour, nothing here, like nothing too significant here on the 4 hour. Hourly is interacting, 20-minute is starting to build up, so there's definitely demand coming into this market. Demand validations coming in on the 20, so money's holding. And if you want to look at an absorption of this low or some sort of demand validation as well, like a 2.0 zone off of here, like, we're supporting the move. I'm building up all these reasons why the market should continue in the given direction, right? So we got 4 minutes left. Let's see if we catch another good trade. Yeah, I'll consider taking a long here, and then that'll kind of wrap up any other entries I might consider wanting to take. But like 20-minute right over this high, ATR low of 1.2, so we could average maybe like 0.6. I'd even do like 0.8. See if we get tapped in. This is one of those trades where, I'm supposed to be risking 0.8%. This is one of those trades where it's either going to go, or just like flip down very quickly. or we don't even get an entry, even better. So 20-minute. Now I want to see sideways. This is getting too close. More likely than not, this is going to come down and then give us new entry like that. No entry. Ooh, so close. So close. This would have been our entry, but no entry was given. So another potential entry fails back down. And this market is just trolling with us at this point. Okay, going back to the 20. Very like nasty price action. Don't want to touch. Red news, of course. Nothing. Starting to clear up. Very clean price action. But I need to see price just crash down. Too weird. I don't like this. Needs time. Needs time coming in on Asia open. So hopefully now we get money coming in. Money hopefully starts sustaining the move and it flushes down. Coming into New York. This is your first strength from New York. Looking at 8 in the morning, looking at the hourly. Probably right after this hourly candle, I'd start looking at the market again. So hourly, depending on where we close on this candle, we might have a valid entry. Nope. So waiting for the 20-minute again. Set up right now. Like I need to see money come in. And it just falls down. Money does come in, but too far down. So I'm kind of done with this. Oh, fuck me. I speak too fast, bro. Okay. It was on this candle, looking at the hourly. We are a little bit low in the range, so I probably wouldn't have taken this. Just too low. Probably would anticipate a little bit more chop on the hourly. On the 20-minute, I mean, this is a beautiful entry, but we're just going to pretend I didn't take it for sake of like statistics. Falls back down and good. Okay, phenomenal. Gonna wait for money to close with some strength. 20-minute, now we're good for longs. Look at this 20-minute. The only valid long I see is over this high, and it probably would have been a break even at this point, and then no other longs available. So red news again. Notice how I haven't taken many trades, right?
Yeah.
Okay, first entry I see is over this high, but I think it's too close to red news, maybe. 2 hours. Okay, no, we're in the green. But let's see what it looks like at the given candle. See if it's something we're worth taking. Now that I look at this a little bit closer, a little bit wicky. I ain't gonna lie. Wick. This is probably gonna fall back down and then build something up nicely. Like I could see this price falling down, or it might just blow up, but I don't want to put my edge on a maybe, you know, like it might do this. That's not what edge is. Edge is confidence in what you know is going to make you money. And there you go. Your maybe would have stopped you out and then it would have gone. So 20-minute, we're coming in. We got less than a minute, by the way. Coming in on market reopen. So money's going to start flowing back in and potential opportunity here. Looking at the 4-hour good, hourly is okay. Hourly is a little bit weak. I want to see this continue building back up. But we can hop on another call here in like 10 minutes, by the way. And then we'll just finish off this video. If that works with you. Yeah, so this is okay. I'm going to wait for the call to kind of like wrap up. So I'll save this entry for the next clip, by the way. So.
All right.
Cool. All right, meeting has ended. I'm going to pause this and then I'll be right back to continue the video here in a bit. Alrighty, so continuing on this backtest, because I totally forgot where we were at. I'm going to do a top down again. Daily, I mean, we're reaching all-time new highs, so just kind of continuing that. Hourly money is coming back in. 20-minute. Hourly, we're a little low in the range. I don't like how low we are in this range. I think I said I was going to take this entry, though. What time is it? It's 1900, so here, let me close this. There we go. Okay, so this is one of those entries where I'm not so sure. I haven't had enough testing of this very specific entry, and I see these quite often, where I'd much rather wait for this to baseline and then give me another entry up here. But I think it's okay of an entry. It's one of those like lose once and then I kind of stay out. So I'll consider setting something up over the high. And like at ATR low, we're looking at 2.88. So I could do like 1.4. So this would be kind of your stop. And so as the candle's forming, I'd kind of look at it, and depending on where we open next, I'd say it's okay of an entry, 0.8% risk. Falls back down. So looking at the 20-minute candle, it's still valid. So I'd still leave this on, but I might cancel it if we continue coming down here a little bit. Okay, so we get tapped in. Oh, okay. Probably move to break even here relatively quick. I'm going to move to break even, just given the strength of this move. Like, if it's going to come back, it's going to give us another entry. So it's okay. Holy shit. Only management I see is to here. So 80% of the position is going to come off here. Okay, 80% comes off at 1 to 6. So that's already 5 RR, almost 5 RR secured. A little over 5, I think. So 5 RR secured, and 20% of the position, of the remaining position, I'm going to manage to still break even. So the rest of the position is stop break even. Holy shit. Okay, well that doesn't, how the fuck do you quantify that? Like I even got stopped out by my own entry, so I have to retake the position. So now you see why my management is 20% or 80% first, and then the remaining 20%. So like I gotta move this like way fucking higher up. So 20% came off here, I believe. 80%, my bad. So 80% comes off as we push up higher, manage to here, and then 80% comes off here. Good. And then the rest was at break even, and then managed with the 20. So nothing to do yet. 1, 2. Okay, so the remaining 20%, I'd probably manage to about like here. So if you think about this, initially, the total RR, if I want to manage to here, is 6 RR. Now, if we do, I want to do like quick math here. So 15. So if I go to my calculator, total I would have made would have been 6 RR. There we go. Would have been 6 RR. Now that I'm leaving the 20% to run, I took off 80%. So 6 times 0.8 plus 15 times 0.2. I'm making 7.8 versus 6. So I was able to squeeze out another 1.8 R out of a move like this, if I manage the rest of the position to here. So do you see how helpful it can be to leave a little bit running?
Yeah, I see it.
And we get taken out, and then it's probably going to go. Maybe not. But yeah, we secured like 7R or something. Now, if we go to our equity curve, this was not our initial. Let me go to the equity curve just so we can do a quick analysis of where we're at. There we go. This is what we're looking like so far. I don't know, bro. I don't fucking know, but something's telling me this is a good system.
Yeah, but it looks like it.
Hang on, give me a second. Hang on. Okay. Hang on. Sorry, I have to be responding to people.
No, you're good.
Because I got so much going on. So yeah, this is looking pretty good. We went into this very, very long drawdown. And with the, I think started with a 300K account, we're up to 300K. So like in January, February, March, April. January, February, March, April. So 300 grand in 4 months isn't too bad, especially with a small account like that. So 4 hours is good, hourly is good. So 20-minute, we're going to wait for a new 20-minute validation. Damn, that was a nice little runner. So money's going to flush out. First potential entry, I'm not taking this. Too wicky, too low in the range. Asia's about to open. So right now, I'm almost certain we're going to get another entry. Ready? Nope. falls back down, and that's okay. First entry is going to be right here, looking at 440, 420 in the morning. 4-hour clean, hourly clean, 20-minute is super clean. I don't like the wickiness in this market, but if we look at the time that it was at, this was Asia Open, very, very wicky. First sign of strength. Although I will consider taking entries like this. This was very wicky, probably around here. And then here, I'd label it more as illiquid. Like it's not very, very wicky, you know?
Yeah.
This is an entry. It's like down here, right? Very, very wicky, clears up, just unstable, like doesn't know what it wants to do. This is where we took our entry. It's the same exact thing. Very, very wicky, just kind of flattens out, unstable, and then that's where we take our entry. I'll take one loss here and then I'll kind of be done with the market. The 5-minute is a little wicky, which is kind of discouraging me a little bit. But we're dealing with a 2 ATR, so I do like maybe something like this, and then a very, very quick management. This is so I can take a very, very quick break even. And look, we don't even get tapped in. Isn't that wonderful? So 20-minute, we're going to get hopefully a new validation. Nope. Market got very wicky very quickly. So first sign of strength, this is our entry right over this high. Looking at this market though, yeah, it's not too bad. It's like the same scenario back here. Very, very wicky. Then kind of just got illiquid and then built up. Very, very wicky, like very wicky here. Illiquid, a little bit wicky, but this is like the first time money came in. So I might even consider skipping this trade. It's just, what time is it? 11? Yeah, I have to skip this trade. It's 11:20. So I don't take trades past like 11. And watch what's going to happen. I doubt this is actually going to go. If anything, I want to see something like this. Get tapped in and just chop. Okay. So notice what would have happened. It would have been an unnecessary break even or loss. Thank you. Okay. So the importance of knowing when to get involved. So now if money comes in, this might be a market worth trading. Very good entry, unfortunately. Too wicky for me. Wick. Very, very good entry though. And you, exactly. That's why I didn't take it. Okay. Still very wicky. Don't want to touch this market. New York's going to open up here pretty soon. So drop and then a build up right now. Come on, build up. Nope. And nothing to do. Nothing to do. Very wicky. First entry would be over this high, and it's at 8 a.m. New York. This is an okay entry, but very, very wicky. Wick. So I'm skipping it. And there you go. Would have gotten tapped in, got taken out. Notice how small rules like these, dude, is what make or break you, right? Right here. Otherwise, you would have taken like 4 losses. One here, and then like 1 or 2 here. The importance of knowing your rules and like years and years of data collection, or like you can expedite your process if you work very hard right now. But generally, I was working 16 hours a day on average, nonstop of data collection to give you an idea. So,
How are you able to do that?
I know it can be hard. Like if you have a summer break, take full advantage of it, bro. Just say fuck everything else. I'm gonna focus on this, and you'll be fine. Like the hourly money is starting to come back in, so I'm anticipating these longs. Look at how shit this market has been delivering though on the hourly. Wick. Like every candle is a wick. Wick. But that's where we make our profits on these small wicks, is when we get that strong push. Wick. Like it's so unbelievable how much edge I've been leaving out of the market by being ignorant to this. And that's how you refine your system. Previously, my system was very profitable. Now it's that much more profitable. I'm able to take an edge out of a market condition I wouldn't have been trading before. So that's wonderful. 4-hour good, hourly good. 20-minute first sign of strength, it is rollover. So I know exactly what's going to happen with this market. We're going to chop around. That's it. Chop. And then money starts coming in right about now. Okay. Red news. So I'm going to give this an hour. Perfect. Okay. Now we wait for that sideways. Potential entry over this high, but we're too low to the range. This candle could very easily come back down and then create a new validation candle. So that's what I'm going to wait for. Exactly like that. And then a potential valid entry buy stop right here. Nope. Falls back down. hourly, I'm done kind of looking at this market for a little bit. If anything, I want to see this flush down and then build up something new. Very, very wiki, but okay. Looking at the 4 hour. 4 hour is phenomenal. Just look at this. Very, very good. Money's starting to come back into the market. We're still a little bit low in the range, but this is where we can really get those big runners. Like, look at the daily too. Daily's okay. Yeah, this is phenomenal. So perfect. So on the hourly, now I'm going to wait for my entries. What time is it? 2300. Okay, Asia's about to open up, so hopefully we get money coming in. 4 hours probably still failing, so I'm going to give the 4 hour a little bit of time to give us that strength that we need. There we go. If we look at the 4 hour now, we have New York news or American news that just came out at 6. So it's been only an hour. 4 hour is starting to build up. Like, this is so much potential right here. Like, we are so anticipating to take out this high. Like, money just wants to flow here. So 4 hours good. Hourly is okay, quite wiki. Stepping down to 20, very wiki. So unfortunately, it's probably going to go to this high without us. Hopefully it crashes down like really, really bad, but even then, okay, yeah, and it goes to the high. Bro, notice our fucking analysis. On point every single time. It's just, can you get positioned? Like, you would have had to take some crazy position right here. Like, this would have had to be your entry, something like here. But that's not part of your edge. Like, more likely than not, if you start taking trades like that, you're just going to get chopped off. So our analysis was right. Look at that shit. We were fiending for this high, bro. Like, we were waiting to take this high out. And then we just missed it. So good analysis. I love it when, you know, you put in the work and then you know exactly what's going to happen. It's just, can you get positioned? Market just goes. Dude, I swear, a lot of people are probably like, they see the shit and now they're going to start buying it, you know? Like, the move's kind of expired, bro. Like, entries were down here and this is where we're looking to get positioned. Now on the hourly, I want to see some sort of crash down, potentially. Otherwise, we might actually get an entry here if we continue this bullishness. First potential entries over this high at 2300. Very weak of a move. Look at the hourly. One of my old rules, which I'm still in the process of testing with this new like kind of management system. Let me check the time. Yeah. One of my old rules was actually when we're extended here on the hourly and we get our first entry validation candle, I'm not taking it because my testing had proven over hundreds of trades that this is going to be a fail trade every time, almost every time. But my testing also proved that this is where some of the strongest moves come from. Like, I'd get insane, crazy continuations from here. And I learned that it's more profitable to simply stay out because moves like these, I don't know, it's just the numbers didn't add up. And so now what I'd be waiting for is for the hourly to fall a little bit more, this extra gap that we have here, and then we get our entry. Now, looking at this price action, I mean, this would have been your entry and then probably a loss or like still waiting. Yeah, so next entry I'll take. Ready? Boom, that's your entry. And we are 7 hours from red news. So 5 entry over these highs. Now looking at the ATR, we're looking at like a 2.12. So you'd probably want to average somewhere around like 1, which lines up pretty okay with this high. Like, if you want to take a buy stop like this, I'll you can make your own rules around that. Now this is probably going to be a loss, and I'm okay with that. Get tapped in, break even, I guess, at the bare minimum. Yep, nice little break even. 20-minute. Hopefully we get a new setup here. This is going to be another one of those anticipatory validation candles where if this pushes, this is going to be a valid buy stop over this high, but we're too high in the range. Look at the hourly. Like, if anything, I want to see this hourly crash down now because we can do this little exercise that I love to do so often. It's like, okay, from when the move started to when it went on the hourly. Okay, this is a good hourly push. This is a good hourly push. Like, this is where we start collapsing again. Where are we in this move? Oh, we're right at the edge of it. What do you think is going to happen? The market's probably going to collapse. Sometimes, like, generally when it doesn't collapse, this thing just goes and goes and goes, especially with red news coming up. But that's not what my system is based off of. So I'm just going to have to wait here. I need to see this fall down. And there you go. Okay, red news hits. Next. Yep, and you get one of those parabolic moves that kind of fails back down. Like, if you look at the hourly, this is where we're anticipating the market to kind of collapse again, and it didn't. We got one more very, very strong push with red news, so not trading it, and then collapse. So this is the hourly collapse I've been waiting for, and now we're going to wait for a rebuild up. Looking at the 4 hour. 4 hour, yeah, this market's just going to play around for a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah, 4 hour. Not touching this market for a little bit. Oh, so right as soon as the hourly strength comes in, probably on around this candle, I don't think I got any entries, but I want to see what it looked like on the 4 hour at the given time. So on this strong bullish push, 4 hours very clean, hourly is very clean. 20 minute, yeah, I don't think we get an entry here, but yep, market just kind of goes, good. First potential entry is going to be over this high, fails back down, so I'm going to wait for a new validation candle. This is going to be your secondary, this is kind of weak, what time is it? Right as market reopens, kind of. Money starts flowing back in. So 4 hours good, hourly is good, 20 minute is good. Yeah, so I'd take a 5 minute long over this high right here. Let's see if we get anything. Falls back down, 20 minute, nothing to do. Gonna wait for a new 20 minute validation. Getting kind of wicky, so I'm not gonna take any of these entries. There we go, cleaning up. Give me an entry. And falls back down, no entry. Hourly, gonna wait for a new build up. 4 hours probably sustaining the move very, very nicely. Hourly, good, 20 minute. So long off, what time is this? New York just opened at around this time. Money came in, 4 hour good. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20 minute. Yeah, so if anything, we got red news coming up. We could potentially get an entry here, but it's too bad of a market condition. Too bad. Like, I'm not getting positioned at all. So I'm gonna wait until 1700, which is now, and then see if we get anything, and market just kind of fucks off. Waiting for that hourly and 20 minute validations to come in, but still nothing. Falls down, jump back up to my hourly. 4 hour. 4 hours probably chopping now, yeah. So if anything, wait for the 4, there we go. Hourly money comes in, and then 20 minute. If anything, I want to go take a peek at this particular candle. I don't think there was an entry here for us, but I always like to go back. That's the important thing. Get your eyes to recognize what's actually going on here. 4 hour, too weak of a market. Like, kind of waiting for money to come in. Hourly, definitely not. So like, I'd probably jump down to like a 10 minute. Okay, now hourly is valid. 4 hours valid. Hourly is valid. So 20 minute, if we get an entry, we're too late. We're too late to the show. So now you got to wait for the delivery and then hopefully a new setup here. New setup right about now. Nope, falls back down. First entry is going to be right over this high, but it is at 7 or New York open. So looking at the 4 hour, 4 hours valid, hourly is valid. Let me real quick, another analysis. We are fiending to take this high out, dude. Like, this is so much money up here that we just want to smash through this. But it's about institutions getting involved into the market correctly, so then we can push price further. So it's just a matter of time, right?
Yep.
Give me just one quick second. I have to check out some stuff. Okay, we're good. So daily, good. 4 hour, good. Hourly is okay. 20 minute, kind of wiki back here. Clear it up. Very, very good. Yeah, so this is gonna be like the first entry I'd consider taking. I don't think there's anywhere to place my stop though. It was right over this high. So like your only entry is going to be right here with an ATR of like 2.64. So I definitely want to stay below the 2.64. So this is like your only entry. If like I have different management systems or entry systems. So one thing you could potentially do is set a buy stop right over this high and then use this as your low. But I'm just going to play by the rules and say this was our entry. I'm going to do like a limit. Probably going to get stopped out here. Yep. And then maybe a new re-entry coming up soon. So took a loss. Hourly. Yeah, this is the overall objective. Now it's like, okay, how are we going to get there? So I'm going to give the 20 minute and hour a little bit more time. Yep. And there you go. Hourly fails back down. Still anticipating this high to get taken out. That's why I'm not shifting to bearishness yet. 4 hour. Yeah, this market needs a little bit of time. There we go. Money starts coming in. So now I can wait for my 20-minute validations. And my anticipation is that this is where the move to stage 2. Whoa, stage 2 is going to begin. It's 3:17. I got to keep track of time. But, oh shit, this might actually be a half decent entry. Wait for it to close? No. Okay. Waiting for money to come in. What time is it? 3:40. Okay, New York's going to open. Boom. Potential entry right over this high. We're looking at a 3.11 stop on the 20. So 4 hour. 4 hours very okay. Like this isn't the cleanest of price action, but definitely have opportunity here. So 4 hours okay. Like even if we get a wick like this on the 4 hour, that's going to be more than like 10 RR for us, 5 RR. So 4 hour good. Hourly is okay. 20-minute is okay. Like the first sign of strength that comes into this market. And notice again, it's not wicky. It's just indecisive. And that's a little bit different. But because the moment that money comes in, this is when we get our nice little pushes. So 5-minute entry buy stop over this high with an ATR of about 1.4. So that'll put us at like 0.65-ish. Something like that. Maybe we get tapped in. Maybe we don't. Don't get tapped in. Don't get tapped in. Okay, market falls back down. 20-minute. I'm going to wait for a new setup. Very wicky. I'm not touching this market anymore. I don't care how nice the setup. Notice how the very first wicky candle, even on this one, I just said I'm not touching it. And look at what happened. The next candle's wicky. The next second candle's wicky, 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 wicky. Boom. It's that simple. And look, like how much money was lost right here, dude, on New York Open. Like we just saved ourselves from all that. This would have been another entry. Why didn't I take it? The uncertainty in this market condition. This trade is probably going to push up a little bit and then come out, tap us out, and then maybe continue. There you go. Like, dude, good stuff. So 4 hour is still questionable. 20-minute. Yeah, this market just needs time. Plenty of time. Yeah. No way, Jose. Okay, hourly. Market needs time. Okay. I mean, our analysis is correct. It's just how are we going to get there? Well, we missed the move. This was probably red news. It's a valid entry, but I don't think we got positioning here. It must have been red news on April 18th. I want to take a look at this because that's a crazy move. Let me make sure I'm still recording. Good. April 18th. April, right? Okay. April 18th. No shot. Okay, so I'm going to replay to this candle. That would have been a clean stop too. Your stop would have been here. 3.46. Ah, too big of a stop. I'm just thinking from this high to this low. Yeah, too big of a stop. So even if it were a valid trade, it's not valid for us, so it doesn't matter. 20-minute. Gonna wait for a new buildup. Falls back down. Okay. Hourly, probably don't want to touch. Wait for money to come in. Now we're just in like this weird chop, 4 hour chop. There's still opportunity here for us. Like this could be the start of this next move. And notice how we've taken one loss in here, I think. We've taken one singular loss. And notice how the 4 hours choppy. Notice how this 4 hour wick could have given us the opportunity to make 15R, right? So that's why I've kind of moved away from kind of being discriminatory on the 4 hour and the 1 hour, because the 20-minute gives us the resolution that we need to know how the market is going to move. So very good stuff here. 4 hour good, hourly is okay. 20-minute. It's probably going to be a nice entry here if we kind of stage 1 here. This is a potential entry, but given the wickiness and the chop in this market, it's just not something I want to be a part of right now. So wait for a build-up, delivery, potential entry over this high, but it's still too unclear, right?
Yeah.
Okay, secondary entry right over this high. This is a potential half decent entry. It is a little bit choppy, but not wicky. So look at the 4 hour. 4 hour is clean. Hourly is clean. 20-minute is clean. So now I kind of have to make a decision based on the 20-minute. Is a 20-minute worth trading for me? I mean, it's 10:20. Market's about to close. So we're going to pretend we took this trade just to see how it plays out. But I'm not actually taking it. Given the time that it is too late. Like money is about to stop flowing into this market and it's going to collapse or like chop around. And there you go. Break even trade. Even if we would have taken it, our management kept us safe. So now looking at, going to wait until 1700 for money to flow back in right about now-ish. 1800, there we go. So we're going to step back up to the hourly and wait for money to come back in. And now looking at the schematic and how price is playing out, we had so many opportunities for money to come into this market. And I'll highlight them here for you in a second. And I'm going to show you my kind of analysis behind it. Opportunity number 1 for institutions to step in. Opportunity number 2 for institutions to step in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and failure. So this kind of chop, especially on a higher time frame, leads me to believe not even institutions know what they want to do with this current market. And if we look at the 4 hour, 4 hours starting to fail, right? Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
4 hours starting to fail. And so now this is the point where if we start to see rejections and supply validations, not demand, but supply validations coming into this market, I'm going to start looking for sells here, right? But the only thing I'm kind of waiting for here on the 4 hour to start taking this market long again is demand validations. And I'm still anticipating this high is going to, my bad. I'm still anticipating this high is going to get taken out right here. It's just a matter of time. Because if we look at the daily, it lines up perfectly. This daily's likely due for a nice little correction here. And this is where we might be able to get in on some scalps short. So this is kind of crucial because now this backtest is actually so beautiful because we just covered price delivery on an okay market condition, on a perfect market condition, and now on a reversing market condition. Like I'd say those are the 3 majority phases that markets are in. If you step into any market, you're going to get like an okay condition where it's just like kind of back and forth. The market doesn't know, like, the overall goal as we painted it earlier is here, right? But how are we going to get there? Is this going to be the start of that stage 2? Like our anticipation or higher time frame anticipation is this. This is what we're always looking for. However, on the short, oh, my bad. We got 10 minutes. On the short term, oh, come on. There we go. On the short term, this is probably going to start failing. So I'm out of this market for a little bit until it proves to me what it wants to do. Okay, sells are coming in. Let's see if the sells hold. Very, very strong sells. A couple things you can do here already. Given the strength of this move, you can jump down on the 4 hour, on the hourly, and on the 20 and start to look for your sells. Look at what we have here. A beautiful entry on the sell side of it. Now, the reason I'm not going to get in on this is the wickiness. Wick, wick, wick. So I could see this chopping around and then building up another entry. Look at this chop. Tapped in and tapped out. New entry. What time is it? It is 9 in the morning. Okay, that's good. This is half decent of an entry. I'm personally not going to take it, given that the 4 hour, if I got to think about this real quick. 4 hour rejections, good, strong rejections, hourly, good, 20. So this is going to be like your first potential entry on a 20-minute on a sell side. I'm still kind of on the fence if I want to take it. What time was this? I'm not going to take it, but this would have been like your first entry. Yeah, just this wickiness kind of drew me away from taking this entry. So now we're going to wait for a 20-minute validation. Money starts coming into bulls, and there you go. First entry right here. You see that?
Yeah.
For invert. So the moment, like, I'm going to draw out the exact moment that I said, okay, bears. Like, right on this candle to this candle I was a little hesitant. It's like, okay, money could start flowing back in. The moment this candle played out, I'm like, okay, we're sells now. Like, absolutely sells. Money went into a short term, like if we jump down to the hourly, fractal stage 1, and then building into that stage 2. And then our first sign of strength came from this candle. This isn't wicky, this is choppy or indecision in the market, and we're at a half decent time. This is when the markets reopen and after 1700 o'clock. So very good entry. This would have been like effectively like your only good entry. Should be a sell. looking at a stop of 3.25-ish on a 5-minute. So we could take that down to like 1.5, which is just half ATR. Probably going to be a very quick break even. I noticed that these moves like to go and then just stop you out right away, which is okay. But where was our entry? Okay, there we go. Damn, that's a huge fucking candle. Okay, we
Yeah,
get tapped
for
in
real.
and then move to break even. Okay. Still nothing to manage to. Like, I'm not seeing a whole lot here. We're looking at 6.21, 4.35. I'm going to manage 80% of my position to this low, or like this swing right here. 80% of my position I'll now manage to somewhere around here, so we can secure a little bit more to 6 point something. Okay. We get tapped. So 80% of my position is off now. And then the remaining percent is still going to be at break even. Okay, and there you go. So this, I can assure you, on the 4-hour is going to become a wick. Or even on the hourly. Like, let's go take a peek. Hourly, let me invert this. Yeah, so 4-hour, good. Yeah, this is that 4-hour wick that we just secured 5-6 RR on, right? Just like
Yeah.
over here and over here. Like, so much opportunity. So 4-hour good. 4-hour, 1 hour, 20. Yeah, so wait for new 20-minute validations. Nothing to do, nothing to do, nothing to do. Ooh, it's lining up very nicely. Is this a valid entry? What time is it? Yeah, as soon as Asia opens, this is your secondary entry. Follows the exact same line rules as this one. Let me look. I don't like the wickiness in this. That's the only thing that's kind of like, But the strength, yeah. I'm going to take it. Probably going to be a quick break even. Okay. What time is it? Okay, I'm going to have to go here in a couple minutes. Oh, we got 5 minutes left, so. Yeah, this isn't too bad. A little bit wiki on the 5-minute. I'm still in the process of testing 5-minute wickiness, kind of with the, like I did with the 4-hour and the 1-hour, looking at if I should disregard the 5-minute wickiness, but I think it does kind of come in hand a little bit. So 1.6 should be around 0.8 stop. Damn, these are tight for half ATR. Right under the body of this one. Get tapped in, probably break even relatively soon. I'll move it to 1 minute. Yep, and a break even. So it didn't really matter, but gonna wait for a new stage 1 entry validation here. No valid entry. This is too weak and too wicky. Falls back down, hourly failing. So 20-minute gonna need a lot of time. Strength is coming back into the market, surprisingly. So we're at this breaking point right now on the 4-hour of I invert, where money can either choose to come in or reject very aggressively. So a couple things you can do here is wait for supply or like strength on the opposite side to prove itself, and for this to reject. That's one thing you can do. Or if you're ballsy, you can start looking for hourly validations to follow this market short. And money does start coming in. 4-hour does start rejecting from here. So this is an okay opportunity to get involved here. I think at most you'll take like 1 to 2 losses before you realize your analysis is somewhat incorrect. So hourly is okay. I'm going to wait for the 20-minute. Looking at this time, it's 1900, so Asia's going to open up somewhat soon. So yeah, this is okay to continue looking. Okay, money comes back in. 4-hour good, hourly good, 20-minute. Looking at the 4-hour. Yeah, so this is the make or break point where you're probably going to take 1 or 2 losses, kind of predicting. This is one of those anticipatory validation candles. But not valid, given the wickiness. Still wiki. And if we look at the 4-hour, 4-hour is probably going to start failing now. So it looks like money is wanting to come in. So I'm going to give this a little bit of time to see what it looks like on the 4 hour money starts coming in. Like this is kind of a war zone right here where bulls and bears are fighting. It's like, okay, where are we gonna go? And I just step aside. I'm like, you guys fight this out, and then I'll get involved. 4 hour bearishness is continuing a little bit. Okay. Okay. Shit. Bro, this is like a video game.
Yeah, for real.
Okay, my computer is about to die too. So we'll wrap this up here. This is actually a really, really good stopping point. I just love the fact that we've captured all sorts of different market conditions in this singular backtest. We've gone through the chop, right? This crazy chop since here. We underwent this beautiful market condition, more chop, beautiful market condition, and now complete reversal of the market. So you're getting a whole grasp of like everything in one. So very, very awesome. I do have to let you go. We have a minute left on the call, but we'll actually do a quick analysis on or just look at the equity curve. I don't think we've done much progress, but we were up 94%. Now we're up 101. So we made 7% in the last couple of trades. And look at this, bro. This was the beautiful drawdown we went under where we thought, holy shit, like what's going on? We just lost 4 or 5 trades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades in a row lost. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The next 7 trades are winners, like 1 break even or 1 loss here. So very, very beautiful. On average, 7%, then 24%, then 30%, then 15%, like 100% in just 4 months, bro. Not bad, not bad. And then I like to go here. This is very important. I never like to take more than 2 losses in one day. So like, yeah. I remember once when I first started backtesting, bro, I was like, how the fuck did I take 18 losses in one day, dude? But
18.
yeah, it was absurd. I think I even took more, but running just like a basic simulation, 100 trades, first 100 trades, how many have we taken so far? So you can kind of do math and you can say that, oh, I'm going to be taking around 4 months and 45 trades, about 10 trades a month, right? And so you can kind of predict what your first 10 months or year, so we could do 120 trades per year would look like, right? And this is what your first year should look like. A start balance of 603,000 and then an end balance of about average 1.4 mil. So within a year, starting with 600 grand. Okay, guys, so the call cut off, but this is a good representation of what your first year could and should look like, given that you follow your given edge. But yeah, anyhow, guys, that wraps it up. I do have to go. I have some errands I got to run. And yeah, peace out. Hope you guys really enjoyed the video. I'm going to keep putting these out. I know I have so much content recorded, but I haven't been putting it out, so my bad. Anyhow, I gotta head out. Peace out.